Hello there, everybody.
In the invitational event. It might not help you in the championship standings, but it definitely helps to build your reputation.
And welcome back to another season of my F1 2019 career mode, here for round number 6. This is video number 7. No, it's round number 7, sorry. And this is video number 8, the Canadian Grand Prix for season 1 with team racing points. You can see that we got that rear downforce upgrade finally, along with a couple of minor reliability upgrades that we got at the end of the Monaco Grand Prix. I will absolutely and profusely apologise for getting the ending of the Monaco Grand Prix. I was that caught up in the moment of winning Monaco, I completely forgot to hit the record button. So, my bad there. I can only apologise for what happened and the aftermath, but we'll get back on track. We'll get you all caught up as best as we can, and then we'll crack on with the main portion of this video. We can see the weather there. It's going to be a dry race. Bit of cloud cover coming towards the end, but hopefully nothing too serious. So you can see here that we have our upgraded contract. We've got a new goal of completed 8 practice programs. That's going to be pretty simple to sort out. So let's go view the... you still see that we beat Perez at the end of the last race. So that's Fandabby Doozaloo Slappy Soos. And we're still beating Lucas Weber. There it is, our victory at Monaco. Phew, let's go and have a butcher at the R&D tree. You can see that we're now ahead of McLaren in the tree, so that's all well and good. We're beating them, so there's our durability upgrades that we got. And finally there's our rear wing upgrade. So the key for the end of this race, certainly by the end of this race, I want to get the engine upgrade. Because that engine upgrade around Austria is going to be mighty powerful, and that's the kind of thing that we're going to need to sort out. Hopefully, we can get it sorted out. If we can't, then well, we should be able to. We can't be that unlucky. Although we've been unlucky in the past, haven't we? And it will hopefully pull us up above the Williams team. But now in aero, we're now ahead of the Toro Rosso team, which is good. So maybe at the end of that, we'll try and for those 2 rear aero updates, see if we can get them. Let's have a look at the championship standings, shall we? Lewis Hamilton leads the way from Sebastian Vettel, with Valtteri Bottas in 3rd, Charles Leclerc. Then after our victory in Monaco, we're in P5. Woohoo to the hoo-hoo. We're in Max Verstappen, Pierre Gasly, Sergio Perez hold the piss end of the bargain in 8th. Daniel Ricciardo and Devon Butler round out your top 10 in points. In the constructors, Mercedes are dancing away with it, ahead of Ferrari, Red Bull. We've maintained a solid 4th place. Renault, then Haas and McLaren, the last of the point scorers. And I imagine still yet to score Lando Norris, Alex Albon, Kimi Raikkonen, George Russell, Danny Kvyat, Robert Kubica and Tony Giovinazzi for the Alfa Romeo team. So now that we've got all that sorted and done and dusted, you're all caught up with everything that needs to be caught up with. We're going to go to practice around the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Canada. Then we're going to get this bad boy qualified well, I hope, and we shall see you guys for what should be a good Canadian Grand Prix. Oh, and we beat Perez in a invitational event after Monaco.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. We'll be seeing top speeds of around 210 miles an hour here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 2/3 of the lap taken at full throttle. High-speed chicanes spell potential danger, especially at the infamous Wall of Champions. And watch out for overtaking into the hairpin and the final chicane. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's start by talking about Kimi Räikkönen. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
Everyone has to deal with penalties or reliability issues from time to time throughout their career. You just have to suck up the pain and get on with the job at hand. Today isn't about performing a miracle to put the car back where it should be. It's about effective damage limitation.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Poole lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Pierre Gasly and Bottas, Vettel, Grosjean, Butler and Sergio Perez, Norris, Ricciardo, George Russell and Faber, Hülkenberg, Giovinazzi, Robert Kubica and Daniel Kvyat. Albon and Kimi Räikkönen finishes off the grid, and with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, remember to protect the inside on the run down to turn 1. Make yourself as wide as possible, robust but fair.
Well, holy shit, look at this view we got. We qualified pole! So my god, we followed up the fine form of Monaco, winning the Monaco Grand Prix with a pole position in Montreal, our first ever pole position. That should come no surprise, really. And we managed to qualify on the medium tyre as well, which is even better. So we're going to go from the medium straight to the soft for the end of this race. But my gilly golly, good golly, we out-qualified a lot of fast cars. So let's see if we can follow that up with a race victory, shall we? Hopefully we can go for 2 in a row. Can we win the Canadian Grand Prix after winning the Monaco Grand Prix? The enemy comes from the right. Let's do this, folks. So here we go then. For the running of the Canadian Grand Prix, season number 1, round number 7, and 5 lights are out, and we're off and away from pole position as we get a pretty decent start actually. But someone who got a better start was that Red Bull behind us, Max Verstappen, and we go, oh, Lewis Hamilton all sideways, and we go side by side down to turn number 3. It's Mercedes versus Mercedes, Racing Point versus Mercedes factory team, and we come out of it on top. Thank you very much. There's one of Ferrari's right behind us. We'll keep it there if you don't mind me saying so. I think that's Charles Leclerc, who had an absolutely blistering start. But down the back straight through the first DRS zone into the tight chicane. They've made these chicanes pretty quick on this game this year. And we like that. We actually appreciate that as we go to Charles Leclerc. It was Charles Leclerc into 4th place. He's going to have around the outside of Max Verstappen. That's a brave one. That's how you make that work, Charles. You're a better man than I am. There's no DRS as well. We've tried to cut the toe and he's got him. Fair play as Sebastian Vettel lines up Max Verstappen behind him. Will we see any action there as Bottas and Gasly are having a fight behind them? See if who comes out on top there. It's going to be we're side by side down to the first corner. We're looking at the wrong guys. Vettel goes really almost into the wall. He's round the outside of Verstappen, and Verstappen's going to hold it there, I think. I'd love to see that fight between Bottas and Gasly. It looks like Vettel's going to get my man here. That's Vettel into P5 ahead of Verstappen. We go back to Bottas and Gasly. And I think Bottas is going to clear him. Yes, he is. So move Bottas into the top 6. And that was an eventful first lap and a little bit more as well, which is always good. Now, this happened a little further up. This is myself, Hamilton and Leclerc. We're P1, 2 and 3 now. Practically line to tail there. Oh, and Hamilton's thinking about the outside of that chicane. That's not going to work. He's going to have Leclerc all over his rear end when he gets down to the hairpin. That's what you'd hope would happen. Let's see if it is the case there as we go a little defensive into the bottom hairpin. And now down this long straight. I think they should put the DRS zone a little further back, but then again that would make the DRS too powerful as Leclerc has a look at Lewis Hamilton for 2nd place. I should mention Lewis is actually on the same strategy I am, the soft medium tyre first, and Hamilton's going to defend that like crazy. They're going to be side by side down to turn number 1 as Verstappen gets a run on Vettel. And Bottas has got a run on Verstappen as well. Oh, in trying to pass Vettel, Verstappen's dicked himself up. And going to move Leclerc into P2, thank you very much, says the Monegasque driver. We'll have us some of that one. As we go to the man Gasly defending like man from Devon Butler for P7. And that should be, well, I thought I would be job done. Looks like Gasly's on our strategy as well. But thank you very much. Devon Butler's going to make a job of this down into turn 3. Through turn 3 and 4. Turn 5 is literally right there. And into turn 6. Before we go turn 7 and 8. Still round the outside. They're going to have DRS this lap. Who's going to get the activation? It's going to be Gasly, but don't forget anything's going to come of that. As we go through the bottom hairpin, we're still leading, but we're pulling...
Increase the ERS deployment.
They want to use some of this ERS deployment. Well, we'll get right on that, my man. As we go to Verstappen, who's P5 now, but he's about to lose P5 to that powerful Mercedes engine. The Honda in that Red Bull doesn't have anything for him at the moment, but oh, he's got a little something for him. Fair play to my man Verstappen. There's a fight going on at the back there. I don't know who that is. We'll get onto that in a second. I've got a feeling it's got something to do with the man Gasly here. Now this was earlier on. Oh, 3 wide into the hairpin. Hold it together, boys. Keep your foot in it. He's been passed by Grosjean. Sorry, I think that was Devon Butler. He's been passed by Devon Butler as the man Gasly. He's about to be passed by Perez in that Force India, which has been singing this weekend. He's about to be passed by Russell. Lando Norris is not too far away as well. Gasly's about to slip loads of positions from P7 to P somewhere. I don't quite exactly know. 7, 8, 9, 10. You've got one of the Renaults challenging Lando Norris. This midfield is pretty stacked up. And oh, a bit of contact there between Norris. I think that's Ricciardo in P10. Somewhere around that area, as the man Gasly finally clears. No, he doesn't finally clear. I thought he had cleared George Russell, but it seems like now he has cleared George Russell. That's going to go on for a while. In the meanwhile, this happened while all that was going on. Charles Leclerc is now lining us up for a pass down into turn 8. I think it's turn 8. I'm not entirely sure. I've lost my bearings, but he tried the same move Hamilton tried, and that didn't work. I've got a feeling that he's going to be met with a pass down into the hairpin as George Russell gets passed. No, that's Robert Kubica gets passed by Nico Hülkenberg for P15. We're looking at the wrong car here. Why are we concentrating on Tony Giovinazzi? We should be concentrating on... Oh, look at that view. Right behind the diffuser. As we go on board with Nico Hülkenberg now. And that's going to be... No, it's not quite done, but depends who's going to get the DRS going over the activation point here. It's going to be Hülkenberg that gets it. That should be an easy pass down into the chicane. And he's going to get him. Not quite. Kubica holds the line there. Oh, we're carrying on though. This is why I love Canada and Austria. You get so many bits of action that a big lockup for Kubica and finally he succeeds P15. Now this happened while all that was going on. This is my man Perez. He's going to pass Devon Butler here for P8. Or is that Roman Grosjean? Sorry. No, that's Roman Grosjean. I do apologise. As George Russell gets lined up for a pass by Danny Rick. It's not going to be easy to be passed by a Renault down into there. Danny, you might have to wait a bit. And you got the two McLarens all over your rear end as well. They're side by side going to the first corner. Will Ricciardo finally get George Russell for P11? Yes, he will. And a bit of a love tap on the rear wheel as well. Thank you very much, says him. As we go to Bottas and Verstappen now. This is P5. I tell you what, Verstappen's going to have a go around the outside, but we've seen that move not work. He might want to hold it, but he's stuck it in there. Give Max Verstappen some credit. You think that's the only time that's worked this race so far. They might keep this guy. Oh, look at that view. We're looking at the wrong view, Mr. Director. Yes, that's the view we want to look at. Get your act together. See, I wouldn't have gone there, Verstappen, because now You got the Bottas passing you with the greatest of ease and move Bottas back into P5. Good idea, but that just didn't work for you. As Danny Rick and George Russell resume hostilities. And, well, that was easy. That's a Mercedes engine in the back of that Williams, not the Renault powertrain. Whew! That's been an exciting first 5 laps, hasn't it? And we're only a third of the way through the race, and we've got loads more of this race to go. And yeah, we just got to try and hold on as best we can here, because I think Leclerc and Hamilton are pretty nippy. But like I say, Leclerc's got the soft tyres on, we've got the medium, so's Hamilton as Leclerc starts lining us up. We tried to break the toe, but he went with us. He's got to go around the outside, and he's going to lose out to Hamilton if that happens. Oh, Hamilton had to jam the brakes on there. Fair enough as we go to... Who is this? Who is this? Why have we gone to Grosjean, I wonder, with the man Gasly? Oh, this is live. Oh, is this live? Alright then. No, it can't be live. Can it? It may not be live. We don't know. We just don't know why that's done that. Because that was miles behind. But it looks like Gasly's going to maintain that position. Oh, this is probably why, because this is the live stuff. This is George Russell and Danny Rick resuming hostilities for P11. They're fighting this hard for P11. One of them got on the dust there. Ricciardo's got his man. George Russell doesn't have DRS, but he's going to get passed by one of the McLarens there. I presume that's Lando Norris. Move him into that position. Thank you very much. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was Lucas Weber. I do apologise. As we cross the line for lap 7. Oh, so we're... That makes no sense. Oh well. Who's going to argue with that? Hey. As we go to who's this? It's going to be Lando Norris and yes, here we go. Lando Norris is about to pass George Russell here. Oh, a little love tap on the rear wheel. That was a bit naughty there, but it looks like Lando's got his man and move him into P13. Okay, now we're back on sort with each other. I don't know what went on there. Anything could have happened there. Not even I would know what's happened there. As we go down the straight that lines the St. Lawrence Seaway, Charles Leclerc is about to be passed by Lewis Hamilton, I do believe, for P2. But that move's not going to work, Luke. That move never works. Big lock-up from Leclerc as Hamilton gets some curb. And that's going to put him in the clutches of Bottas if Bottas got a hell of a run. He did get a run, but we're going to have to wait and see what becomes of that, because we've got to go back to Alex Albon and Danny Kvyat fighting Kimi Raikkonen. So the Toro Rossos are having a good fight with Raikkonen today, but for no points, as one of them gets on the grass there. That's going to give Raikkonen a hell of a run down to the chicane with DRS. In fact, that other Toro Rosso's lost out 2 positions to his teammate and to Kimi, and thank you very much, move him into P80 as Kimi wants to keep the fight going. I'd rather you didn't, Kimi, if you don't mind. I'd rather you sat your ass back there. Who is this one he's fighting with? You can never that's Alex Albon. So it's Kvyat in last place as we go through turn 4 into turn 5 and 6. And then around turn 7, and looks like that's that job done. So let's see what happened with Bottas and Hamilton. This is Mercedes on Mercedes violence as we go. Oh, big lock-up from Hamilton into turn 1. And around turn 2, Hamilton might get the traction to keep the position ahead of Bottas. Or Bottas may just keep it there. No team orders here. Bottas is fighting fair game, and Hamilton keeps that position and move him back into P3. Wow, it's really is getting exciting here. Getting very exciting in the Canadian Grand Prix. I hope you're all enjoying this, because I certainly am enjoying it. As we go to, who is this? This is Max Verstappen fighting with Devon Butler and my man Perez for P5. Perez is around the outside of Butler. That was pretty easy. But he better not be ahead of Verstappen. Oh, that was a bit of a naughty one. Verstappen got on the grass. There's why. In fact, it's Butler that hasn't got the DRS. It's Butler that's not got DRS, and they've gone into the pits. So that's fair enough there for you as we go to Sebastian Vettel now. He did pit. He's pitted already onto the medium tyres, and he's about to pass Antonio Giovinazzi. That was pretty easy, actually, for P14. So pit stops are happening to get off the soft tyres onto the medium tyres, but we can go another couple of laps yet before we put the aggressive soft tyres on. And around here, the soft tyres are pretty damn aggressive, I must say. You might say that me and Hamilton are going to be coming out of this smelling of roses if we get the overcut working here, as we see that yeah, it looks all right in the tyre department. The MGU H looks a bit messed up, but hopefully we can get a new one on that. Or is that the one that has to be last 2 11? I think that's the one that has to last 11. So we might need another idea there as we go down the St. Lawrence Seaway, as we go to Perez and Butler, who also pitted now, came out P13, and Perez is going to get Butler down into the hairpin. What a camera view that is. You can see Devon Butler on the inside, and he's got his man. Perez has got him, and that will be P13 for the Mexican as we're on lap 10. Now this is when they told us, come in for your stop, man, but we're going to extend it as long as we can, as we see the Williams cars fighting Kubica and Russell for P17, and that's going to continue down the main straight here. Thank you very much. Says, who is that in the lead? That is Kubica ahead of Russell, so keep them in P17. Meanwhile, up at the front here, our tyres are holding on pretty impressively, I must say. I might even consider it stretching this one more lap. See if we can try and get ahead of Sebastian Vettel. I think he's the car we're going to be fighting here. Speaking of fighting, Giovinazzi's been a pain in the arse to Bottas and Leclerc, but Gio's in the last points position, P10. Well, he was. Bottas has just done that. So let's see, do we pit this lap? We do not pit this lap. We're going to carry on. Do one more lap here as we go back to Giovinazzi. So you really think he should get in the pits and let Leclerc go, because technically he is a Ferrari driver in that Alfa Romeo. He's actually their what was their test driver, but he's now made the jump into the main seat here. And thank you very much, says Leclerc. He's going to Kimi Raikkonen. Excuse me. Kimi Raikkonen is fighting with Perez, and imagine that's Verstappen as well there. Excuse me. It looks like Raikkonen's going in the pits to avoid anything as Perez and Verstappen have a fight. So actually we may have pitted, but we're just seeing all the action before we pit. Yes, we have pitted, so we're going to come in now. So this is lap number 10. We're going to send 8 more laps on these soft tyres. What a big stop, guys. We want to come. I hope we can come out in front of Vettel, because Vettel got a massive undercut going here. He is pretty close to us, I must say. I know he was fighting with... There he is. He's fighting with Lucas Weber. Let's see if we can beat our own GP2 teammate out of the pits here. Yo, it's going to be close. It's going to be incredibly close. Weber puts it in the grass. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? You utter wumble. Oh, now it's on. I used to be nice with you, but now it's on. We used to be teammates in GP2, and you're going to treat me like that. I'm going to come find you, and I'm going to absolutely destroy you when I get my hands on you. It is for P3 on the track, so technically we are leading this race still. Who's ahead of us still? Hamilton and Gasly, the only two that haven't stopped on the super soft tyres. Sorry, on the medium tyres yet. as Weber locked it up into the hairpin. We're going to have DRS. This should be an easy pass as we swing out. If Leclerc's going for the... Sorry, Vettel's going for the boundary, he'll have a go at Weber as well. Because the DRS around Canada is pretty darn powerful. He is having a go, but Weber's chickened out and gone in the pits. As we go to Kubica with George Russell for P15 now. And they're both on the medium tail. Oh, there's a bit of feistiness between the two Williams cars. I appreciate this, Mr. Russell and Mr. Kubica. Here's Kubica on the outside. He's locked up and moved George Russell into P15. Thank you very much. He says, now hopefully Gasly and... yes, it looks like Gasly and Hamilton have pitted now. So we've resumed the de facto race lead. And look who's made all those positions up. It's Valtteri Bottas who's jumped both Leclerc and Hamilton and Gasly. As we go to Verstappen with Gasly. Now, we did get on the team radio that Verstappen was carrying some sort of issue. So that should be a pass legit for P7 for the man Gasly. And thank you very much, he says, as we fly down the back straight here to the champion chicane. Wall of champions on the outside. Don't go too wide. You go in there, that's your race over. Speaking of race over, here comes the two Williams cars again, Kubica and Russell. They want to stop fighting because Nico Hülkenberg's coming up quick behind them. But they're still going side by side into the chicane, although I think Russell's got that one locked down and move him into P4. It's 14 now. Sorry. Nico Hülkenberg right behind them in P16. He's had a torrid race so far. Meanwhile, what are we defending? We're defending thin air at the moment because Vettel is... a gap in Vettel. So that's something. We've also set the fastest lap of the race. As you can see with the purple thing around our name. That's worth an extra point if we can get that. And to be fair, it wouldn't surprise if we did because we have been mighty around Canada this weekend. And it shouldn't come as no surprise because Canada is one of our favourite circuits. We do love the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. As Verstappen's woes continues, I think he's about to be passed by Roman Grosjean here for P8. And he's got Devon Butler not too far away from him, and that'll be move him into that position. Thank you very much. As we go to Hülkenberg and Kubica. I told you that's not fighting because Hülkenberg was coming. Although that Renault against that Mercedes in the straight line, I don't fancy it. And again, that Renault's got some incredible traction. As we go into turn one, and they're still side by side. Keep your foot in it, guys. Who's going to get the better of that one? It looks like Hülkenberg's got a nose. And he's got more than a nose now. He's got a position. P15 for Nico Hülkenberg. As we continue on our merry, merry way. It's been rather, I wouldn't say it's been easy, but it's been rather serene. We could get our next position here. Now somehow that Renault has got past Devon Butler. How did we didn't see that? But he's about to pass Max Verstappen. How's that going to feel, Daniel? You've passed your old team. Fair play. Move him into P9. Let's see if Devon Butler gets the job done here as well. He does. They're going to be side by side to the chicane, but I don't think they're going to be side by side for much longer. No, they're not. Devon Butler into P10 and Max Verstappen is now at the points. As we go to Kubica and Giovinazzi. Kubica's going backwards and backwards very quickly here. So I wonder if he's got an issue as well. Or is his car just giving up on him? As we fling it into the chicane, and look at that. You can see one of the Toro Rossos, I believe that's Alex Albon, with Kimi Raikkonen. They're all over the back of Giovinazzi here now. Almost free wide into the first corner. That would definitely not have worked as Giovinazzi defends like mad from Alex Albon. And he'll retain P6, P17. What am I talking about? I haven't a clue what I'm talking about. I've gone all gobbledygook. We haven't heard anything for a while off Verstappen, so I wonder if Verstappen's got his problem rectified. We'll have to see about that as we go into the Champion Chicane, now down to start lap number 16. 3 laps left in the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's going to be Paul Ricard next, and if it's good around here, this car should be lightning around Paul Ricard. I'm hoping so anyway. I don't think we've got any upgrades coming for Paul Ricard. We might be holding them off for the Austrian Grand Prix. But through turn 5 we go, and now into turn 6 as we go back to Kimi Raikkonen, who's fighting with Alexander Albon. This is for Actually, it's a P18. I do apologise. No, it is. That's right. It's P18. So Danny Kvyat is in last place as we go side by side through the chicane. Still having a fight about it. But if I know the experienced Finn, he's going to get that position into turn 1. Yes, he is. Thank you very much, says Kimi Raikkonen. As we go to who we got to here. This is just up ahead. This happened just up ahead. Giovinazzi and Robert Kubica. Giovinazzi finally going to get his man into turn number 1. And it looks like he is. Yes. No. Oh, that was so close. I thought he had locked him out, but he's got him now. So move Giovinazzi into P16. I tell you what, the fights this season, we are seeing fights and passes you wouldn't have seen in F1 2018. And that I can appreciate. And I do hope that this continues here as we fly down the main straight of the St. Lawrence Seaway, get pretty close to the wall as we go into the last corner for for lap number 17. 2 laps to go in the Canadian Grand Prix. MGUH still looking alright as we go to Danny Rick fighting with Roman Grosjean for P7. And that should be a pretty easy pass, although to be fair, that Renault's got some grunt. And so is that Ferrari in the back of the Haas. Devon Butler's in attendance. The British Pomps as he tries the inside of turn 1. The outside of turn 1. We haven't seen that pass try to go the inside for turn 2. Normally we're seeing people that pass go the outside, and that's why it doesn't work. Because Danny Rick will retain that position. We've got yellow flags flying. What's going on here? There's something. I think I just seen what's going on here. We'll go to that in a minute because I think that's. I said there was nothing wrong with Verstappen now. Well, I think that's just been proved wrong as Kubica passes Giovinazzi for P16. So that should roll up the video to see what happened with. His car just broke, and then he dicked up the McLaren behind him. I think that was Lucas Weber. But that's the end of Vettel's race. 2 DNFs in a row, man. What has Verstappen got to do to catch a break? That is bad luck. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable how bad luck he has sometimes. And that Honda proved was going to be so good this year, but it's just proving out to be so weak. As we go to Devon Butler trying to pass Danny Ricciardo for P8. He's going to get that job done, I think, unless Ricciardo's the one with the DRS. I think he is. No, he's not. It was Butler with the DRS, and he's got him. So move him into that position. Meanwhile, we have started the last lap of the race as we come to the yellow flag area where Max Verstappen left his car. It's such a shame that that happened to Max, because I think he was on for a darn good race here. As Giovinazzi tries to go past Robert Kubica again. You've got Kimi Raikkonen lurking. Shall we say? Enough said on that occasion. And it looks like, well, both Alfa Romeos have just done the Williams there, so move them up a position. But we're coming down to the chicane for the final time. And if you watched the last video at Monaco, you know what that means, folks. You know what that means. That's what that means, folks. Get in!
You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
And on pace as well.
A victory for Racing Point. The team will certainly be celebrating tonight. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
The Racing Point team will be very happy with today's performance and the final result. Another display of excellent driving and excellent teamwork, and a well-deserved first-place finish. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. This result narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Sebastian Vettel would definitely be my first choice. He showed up a lot of the drivers out on the track today and didn't show any signs of slowing down.
Let's move on to the constructors. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Meanwhile, good work from Racing Point this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
P1, baby. P1! And in the Racing Point's home race as well. Because the Racing Point team are Canadian, being owned by Lance Stroll's daddy, Lawrence Stroll. Phew! Entertaining race, I hope you all agree with that. Let's get this video to 10 likes just for that entertainment that we're all given. Sebastian Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, Charles Leclerc in P4 after start, fighting with us for the majority of the first half of that race. And Hamilton, Perez got 6th place, which is a good return for him. The man Gasly, P7, Roman Grosjean, Devon Butler and Daniel Ricciardo rounding out your top 10, and only one DNF, and that DNF belonging to Max Verstappen. Unlucky kid. Don't worry, it'll change. But let's go and see that Scottish minx, shall we?
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
Well, look who it is. Long time no see.
It's safe to say you're smashing everyone.
Yes, it is safe to say that,
isn't it?
and you better say that, because if you don't, I will smack you as well as Lucas Weber. But it's T's fault. Yes, because he was an issue, but because that answer isn't there that I want to say, you get a no comment.
Well, thanks anyway.
Bitch. I am. Swear down. He pulls that move again. Me and him are going to have problems. So there's a rep increase, so we should beat Weber at the French Grand Prix. $390 takes us to $577. We did buy the engine upgrade a bit of after qualifying, so we've got that coming for Austria. No one wants to say anything about that victory? Wow, you're hard pressed. Oh, we have a press clip in here. What do you? Yeah, I thought it was from Weber. Your team is ecstatic. He hopes so. It was a close race between him and Lando Norris. How are things between you? We're not in a... well, okay, fair enough. So you can see we've got that powertrain coming. He wants to recommend that we get that for the French Grand Prix. I think personally we're going to hold on to these points and try and get something sorted out for Austria. Come with an absolute mega package for Austria. Because that would really set us apart from a lot of the field there. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want to upgrade the aero now because the aero will be helpful around Paul Ricard. But we want to also concentrate on getting this chassis upgraded because look at those upgrades you can get with the chassis. So maybe we go where the chassis went and try to get that in for the British Grand Prix. And technically we don't really go well around Britain, which is a bit of a shame, unfortunately. But we'll have to see and see what happens because of that. But I tell you what, so getting the points this season, it's a lot harder than it used to be, which is good. But that's going to do it anyway, folks. Let's get to 10 likes for winning the Canadian Grand Prix, our home race. So, and thank you all very much for watching. Hope you did enjoy that. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for daily F1 2018, NASCAR Heat 3, Snooker 19, WRC 7 games, as well as other live streams. And until the next time when we see you in Paul Ricard, we'll see you guys at the checkered flag, folks. Take care.